Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, something huge has happened. We just broke one of the most important technical levels of resistance on the Bitcoin chart. This red downtrend right here. And if you guys aren't familiar with this downtrend, this is the one that we've been under for the last 2 months and constitutes the resistance of the falling wedge that we're in with a price target at $10,000. Now look, at the moment when I'm recording this, Bitcoin is Bart Simpsoning down, but it's still very important that Bitcoin was able to break bullish out of this, and I'm going to show you why in today's video. Because not only does it mean that the bulls were able to smash pretty much every single sell order that was in their way all the way up to $7,800, run up the order books, it also means that the bulls were able to reestablish their dominance in this market and prove that they do actually have strength, if not total control of the market just yet. In this video, I'm going to be showing you why I believe another major Bitcoin breakout may be coming relatively soon if and only if Bitcoin is able to follow through on the steps that I'll outline in this video. It's very important that Bitcoin does break bullish here and does do what we talk about in today's video. So in today's video, we'll be discussing that, and I'm also going to show you what the trade is in our Where's the Trade segment later on in today's video. So if you guys do enjoy today's video, I'd humbly ask you to smash that like button. Really helps out the channel when you do that. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. I'd love to see you join our community, and I wouldn't want you to miss any of the daily uploads. But before we dive on into it, there's one thing I want to mention, and that was that while I was sitting down to record this video about an hour ago, I've been planning it and doing outtakes and everything since then, Bitcoin ran 6.7% in 4 minutes. And I just happened to walk into my office when Bitcoin was trading right around here. I managed to trade this for 35% in about 45 seconds. And in between opening and closing that trade, I was able to actually alert our first cohort about this trade. As you can see right here at 8:25, when the breakout was happening, I said, everyone, check your charts. And then everybody started talking. John made 300%. Bill made 60%. I think there was one person down here that made over 400% on this trade, due in large part to the fact that they caught that movement because I mentioned it. Ever since then, there's probably been over 100 or 200 messages put in the first cohort by members of the first cohort discussing this movement. The reason I say that, guys, is that if you want to join the first cohort, you definitely can. There's a link in the description down below. Every time I see a big move or every time I see a big trade coming, I tell them first. So if you guys are interested in joining our community, the link to that is down below. But without much further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. One of the first things we need to do is analyze how this happened and what this means for Bitcoin. First and foremost, Bitcoin was already looking pretty bullish in my opinion. The reason I say that has a lot to do with the hourly chart. As you can see, there was a downtrend with lower lows right here. But at the same time, there was an uptrend. That constitutes RSI divergence. Very, very important technical indicator. And that did, in fact, indicate that there was going to be some kind of move to the upside, if not maybe a move quite that big. At the same time, Bitcoin did cross bullish on the MACD several hours before this breakout happened, as we could see back here at 5 a.m. my time, that's Eastern time. Bitcoin had a bullish cross when Bitcoin bounced here, and that was part of what followed through. And that was part of what led to this breakout. Furthermore, guys, this didn't cause the breakout, but it is something we need to pay attention to. Now that Bitcoin has broken to the upside, it means that the 4-hourly chart MACD and the daily chart MACD have both broken bullish. They've both had their bullish crosses, but now it's started to diverge bullish since we actually have a green candlestick here on the daily chart to look at. And one last thing, guys, is that while Bitcoin has broken to the upside here, you need to understand something. We did reject at this downtrend of resistance, this red downtrend of resistance. That's a very tall upper shadow. That's a very long upper wick, and that can be classified as a bearish factor because there's such a long wick. And that can be classified as a bearish factor because Bitcoin was pushed so much farther to the downside from where it actually managed to run. But guys, personally, I think this is a bullish thing because what it means is that Bitcoin put a crack in this downtrend of resistance that's very important. I think I mentioned this earlier. I don't know. I've done so many takes of this video now. But Bitcoin has a price target for this falling wedge up here above $10,000. Guys, the price target for a falling wedge is where either the uptrend or the downtrend, whatever you're breaking is, started. And also remember back to yesterday's video, guys. In this video, we talked about this falling wedge yesterday. We talked about how it could very easily break bullish, how it breaking bullish is a very important part of us moving to the upside. We talked about all of this in yesterday's video, and now it's coming to fruition. If Bitcoin does manage to continue breaking out here, it's huge because if Bitcoin does, we're looking at price targets several dozen percentage points above where we are right now. I'm talking like a 40% move here, guys. So this is not something you want to write off. Pay attention. If you guys want to make a big trade here and you want to understand how Bitcoin is going to move through this, then I encourage you to keep watching this video because I'm about to show you a lot of technical reasons why I think it's going to happen. First and foremost, guys, I want to show you the longs chart again. This is really interesting, guys. The longs chart has absolutely exploded over the last 11 days or so. We're up 45% in the last 11 and a half days. That's ridiculous. And the fact that the longs have rallied that quickly means that people are very bullish on the market. It means that people are excited about where Bitcoin's going. Now, I understand longs can oftentimes be a contrarian signal, and it might mean that we should be shorting right now. That might be true. But since we're at the bottom of a downtrend and not at the top of an uptrend, I rarely take longs as a contrarian signal when we're already oversold on the daily chart and on the weekly chart. If we were overbought on the RSI on the daily and weekly chart, it'd be different. I would be taking it as a contrarian signal, but since we're so close to the bottom, I think the people longing might be right, especially considering all the other technicals that we're going to be discussing in today's video. Some of those technicals would include the weekly chart, guys. Check this out. If we bring up our moving averages here, then we're going to find that this golden cross between these two moving averages, it's even closer to happening than it was before. By this time next week, we're going to have that golden cross between those two moving averages. If you haven't already, go back and watch this video right here where we talked about that golden cross and why it was so important. But from there, guys, there's more that we can look at on the daily chart. A lot of people have been asking me about the weekly chart MACD and how it is bearish. As you can see, since we have a green weekly candlestick, the MACD is actually starting to converge bullish. At least for now. So that's actually a very good sign. And at the same time, guys, RSI is very oversold. Furthermore, not only is Bitcoin crossing these two moving averages, Bitcoin's above both of them. I haven't talked about that, and I don't think anyone has. We're back up above these moving averages, which are important support level moving averages. So I'm glad to see that as well. Now, with all that stated, we don't want to be just bullish, so let's look at some of the problems that Bitcoin has, some of the levels of resistance that it's testing. One of those would be down on the daily chart, guys. The 20 daily exponential moving average is a very important moving average. A lot of you guys just joined the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Welcome. The last video in that course talks about the 20 EMA, and it talks about it for a very important reason. It's because of a very important moving average. And Bitcoin, just about an hour ago when we broke bullish, has currently rejected off of that. That's where Bitcoin got resistance. Not only there, guys, but Bitcoin also got resistance at the 100 simple moving average on the 4-hourly chart, as you can see right there. It's following this red downtrend almost perfectly. So if Bitcoin's going to continue rallying here and do what we want it to do, which is break pretty substantially to the upside, up above 8K, we're going to need to get above those levels of resistance. And one more level of resistance that Bitcoin's not to yet, but that Bitcoin most certainly needs to get above is this moving average over here, the 20 weekly EMA. Bitcoin needs to get above this because Bitcoin is in a bull market when it is above this. As you can see, the entire history of the 2016-17 bull market, Bitcoin almost never went below this moving average. It's an important one, and we want to see Bitcoin break it. It should be trading around $8,200 to $8,400 when we actually get to it. And one more thing that leads me into my conclusion and my analysis of where the trade is on this market is this. Look at the candlestick here on the weekly chart. It's the same thing as on the daily chart. If you guys know anything about Japanese candlestick analysis, then you're going to know what this is. There's a long upper wick or an upper shadow, and there's a long lower wick or a lower shadow, and a body that's relatively small. That is a classic spinning top. And what a spinning top is a signal of indecision in the market. It means that Bitcoin can't decide whether it wants to break bullish or bearish. It means that the market is in a decision point, which is absolutely true, guys. And by the way, that's not just on the weekly chart. This is a classical spinning top on the daily chart as well. What this means is that the bullish technicals and the bearish technicals that I outlined in this video, both of them are valid. Bitcoin is trying to decide right now if it's going to break bullish and continue with the plan that we've been talking about for the last couple of days, or if Bitcoin's going to reject and come down to support around $6,000 to $6,400. It's going to take some time for the market to play out and decide which direction it goes. Personally, I think there's a pretty good chance that Bitcoin breaks bullish here. And if it doesn't, I still think that Bitcoin's going to be bullish 2 months from now, because if we reject, we're probably going to go down into this zone of support, bounce, and then reestablish an uptrend from there. No matter which direction Bitcoin heads, though, guys, I think we're getting close to the end of this longer-term downtrend. I think that Bitcoin is finally moving in the right direction, and I think that the next several months for Bitcoin are going to be very bullish. But with that said, where's the trade? What are we supposed to be trading today and in the next week or so? Well, I'm so glad you asked, guys. If we look down on the hourly chart, it's pretty obvious what the trade is. The next move that you need to be looking out for is Bitcoin to break bullish above this downtrending level of resistance, that red resistance level. Bitcoin needs to get above that, and if it does, like we did up here again, it's a good signal to long. Now look, Bitcoin double topped right here. We ran up to $7,800. That's where we topped out before. So if you're going to trade this, a pretty conservative trade might be entering just above this downtrend of resistance, maybe 10 or 25x leverage, if and only if you're watching the trade live. Never have an automatic trade with that high of leverage. But if you are watching the trade, you might use about that much leverage and trade all the way up to this top, or maybe just a little bit below it. A lot of times when Bitcoin's having a breakout like this and it's not going to break, this resistance right here, it won't go quite as far, so you might have a stop up here. An entry and an exit like that's about a 2% move. If you're using 25x leverage, that's a 100% gain. Like I said, I made 35% in 45 seconds earlier today. Anyway, so that's the long trade, guys, and a lot of exchanges will actually allow you to flip your trade on the stop loss from a long to a short or vice versa. So a good place to put a stop loss below this trade might be somewhere around like right here, or even down here below where we've currently rejected to, if you're in that long. And at the same time, guys, like I said, you can oftentimes flip your trade into a short position if Bitcoin starts to Bart Simpson down here in the next couple of hours. Hopefully Bitcoin hasn't already made these moves by the time this video goes out, but there's an easy long and an easy short with entries around both of those levels on today's trading day. On the longer term chart, if you're looking to make a swing trade with no leverage or maybe 3 or 5x leverage, some easy trades to make and kind of sit on for the next week or two might be a short position down here to around $6,400 to $6,500 if we double bottom down here. If you were to short right now, that's a 12% gain. Use 3x leverage on that, it's a 35% gain. You can do that pretty easily if you think that's where we're going. And if you think Bitcoin's breaking to the upside, guys, then price targets are sitting around $8,000 to $8,800. That's anywhere between a 13 to 18% gain, depending on where you put your level of resistance. A very good one would be the weekly chart 20 EMA, because I guarantee you Bitcoin is going to get resistance there, and that is currently sitting right around $8,500. So those are some trades that you could be making right now to kind of get your brain working. There's all kinds of different trades that you can make, guys. But at the end of the day, guys, one of the most important things when you're trading is to be talking with someone while you're trading. I found it far more enjoyable and far more profitable to actually be in a voice call with some of our members in the first cohort when I'm making a trade. So if you guys do want to join our community over here and join all of our students so that you guys can get updated whenever a trade's going on and talk to our fellow students about those trades that are happening, the way you join is by hitting the link in the description down below and joining the first cohort. It's $25 a month. You're going to get access to 8 high quality, well edited, well planned videos talking about trading wisdom and knowledge you need when you're trading. After we have over 100 members or so, I'm going to start live streaming to only the first cohort. Right now I just talk to you guys one-on-one because what's the point of live streaming when I can literally just have a straight up conversation with you? And you're also going to get access to our voice channels and our text channels so that you can get to know our community. It's a great place to network. A lot of the people in there say that that's one of the main reasons they like it. And guys, look, it's only $25. If you're in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, when you join the first cohort, shoot me an email with your Bitcoin address and I will rebate you the first month's fee in Bitcoin because I believe in this community that much. It's only $25, guys. Go ahead and try it out. Some of these groups run over $1,000 a month. I'm not kidding. You can find a lot of them on Google. I'm not trying to strip you of all your money. I'm trying to build us a community where we can come together and trade together and profit together and learn together and have fun together. You can cancel at any time. If you don't like it, you're out $25. You'll probably live. But guys, like I said, there are some students in here that just made a couple hundred or a couple $1,000s off of this trade because I pointed it out. The link for that is in the description down below, and I'd love to see you guys join us. Before we wrap the video up though, guys, as always, I want to ask you if there's any constructive criticism you can have for the channel. We just got the new posters up back there. You can see those. We have a lot more coming in for the studio here. I have a shelf being made and stained right now. I'm probably gonna move my piano in here. There's some more stuff gonna be going up on the walls, more knickknacks. Some of you guys asked me to hang my logo up, and I do actually have a 3D printed version of my logo that one of our subscribers made. Shout out to you, Maxwell. But guys, like I said, give us any feedback that you would like. Someone mentioned putting sound tiles in this room, and they're absolutely right. That's the very next thing I'm going to be doing to upgrade this. I already have them picked out, just need to order them. Tell me in the comment section down below what you would like to see improve about the content here. I'm trying to make the best quality videos here on YouTube. If you have any ideas for videos on Bitcoin primarily, I don't do a lot of altcoin videos. Let me know. If there's a topic on Bitcoin you want discussed, tell us in the comment section down below. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up today's video. I need to get my day started. I've been recording for an hour and a half because I kept having to re-record this video. So anyway, guys, that is going to have to wrap it up for today's video. I do first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, though, and I will see you guys